A prominent basis for the secular or philosophical arguments for abortion on demand is the argument that a woman should have control over her own body. I've been fascinated with how cleverly those who sought and now defend legalized abortion on demand have moved the issue away from a debate on the moral, ethical, and medical pros and cons of legal restrictions on abortion, and have focused the debate on the slogan or issue of choice. The slogan or soundbite, pro-choice, has had an almost magical effect in justifying abortion and in neutralizing opposition to it. Pro-choice slogans have been particularly seductive to Latter-day Saints because we know that moral agency, which can be described as the power of choice, is a fundamental necessity in the gospel plan. All Latter-day Saints are pro-choice according to that theological definition. But being pro-choice on the need for moral agency does not end the matter for us. Choice is a method, not the ultimate goal. We are accountable for our choices, and only righteous choices will move us toward our eternal goals. In this effort, Latter-day Saints follow the teachings of the prophets. On this subject, our prophetic guidance is clear. The Lord commanded, "Thou shalt not kill, nor do anything like unto it." The church opposes elective abortion for personal or social convenience. Our members are taught that, subject only to some very rare exceptions, they must not submit to, perform, encourage, pay for, or arrange for an abortion. One who says, "I am pro-choice," is clearly understood as opposing any legal restrictions upon a woman's choice to abort a fetus at any point in her pregnancy. Some Latter-day Saints say they deplore abortion, but they give these exceptional circumstances as a basis for their pro-choice position, that the law should allow abortion on demand in all circumstances. The circumstance most commonly cited by those who use exceptions to argue for abortion on demand are involved in only a tiny minority of abortions. Over 95% of the millions of abortions performed each year extinguish the life of a fetus conceived by consensual relations. Thus, the effect in over 95% of abortions is not to vindicate choice, but to avoid its consequences. If we say we are anti-abortion in our personal life, but pro-choice in public policy, we are saying that we will not use our influence to establish public policies that encourage righteous choices on matters God's servants have defined as serious sins. I urge Latter-day Saints who have taken that position to ask themselves which other grievous sins should be decriminalized or smiled on by the law on this theory that persons should not be hampered in their choices. Should we decriminalize or lighten the legal consequences of child abuse, of cruelty to animals, of pollution, of fraud, of fathers who choose to abandon their families for greater freedom or convenience? Similarly, some reach the pro-choice position by saying we should not legislate morality. Those who take this position should realize that the law of crimes legislates nothing but morality. Should we repeal all laws with a moral base so that our government will not punish any choices some persons consider immoral? Such an action would wipe out virtually all of the laws against crimes. In today's world, we are not true to our teachings if we are merely pro-choice. We must stand up for the right choice. Those who persist in refusing to think beyond slogans and sound bites like pro-choice wander from the goals they pretend to espouse and wind up giving their support to results they might not support if those results were presented without disguise.